welcome along to Burnt CD, a brand new music and storytelling podcast where each episode we're joined by a very special guest who will be using our Burnt framework to build the soundtrack of their life. B is for blueprint, U is for underrated, R is for raw, N is for night out, and T is for timeless. Today, we're really excited. We're really lucky to be at the Top Secret Comedy Club and joined by Matt Richardson. It's a pleasure to be joined by comedian, TV presenter and radio presenter Matt Richardson, and also Gouda on crumpet enthusiast. Is that correct?
Yeah, I had Gouda on crumpet. Yeah, why not? Like just a slice of Gouda.
Of all the things you've achieved and all the accolades you've sort of acclaimed, is that not like the most middle class statement you could have put out?
Yes. Like, absolutely.
Is that like that? I've made
I
it.
hate it when people get famous and they go, I just want to keep in touch with my roots. I'm like, bye-bye roots. I want to fly business class and eat Michelin food. I want to get gout. Like, I'm going to go posh as fuck if I can.
As you should.
Yeah.
But talk to me about crumpets, because I raw dog crumpets. I don't toast them. I like...
That's horrific.
Oh, no, you can't. Have you tried it? You can't knock it.
Raw crumpet?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, you really get the texture of the bristles of the
but it's too soft. It's like
no,
you want the crunch and then the butter
softness.
to make it soft. Oh,
I want softness in a crumpet.
You like that's like what people with no teeth would eat.
Just
what are you talking about?
But
what are you talking?
No, you
crumpet?
can't. We should have brought some. You can't knock it until you've tried it.
No, I will knock that.
But
actually.
maybe you should try that with a bit of Gouda in the middle and then like a raw crumpet sandwich.
No. We've really gotten off on the wrong foot here because I feel uncomfortable about your crumpet eating.
Okay, well that's
what other things do you eat that you shouldn't eat like
please,
that?
Can I tell you my favourite?
Do you have a child's palate? Is that the problem?
Oh, my last name is Brand and I used to be called Bland Brand.
Oh, really?
My favourite go-to meal to tell people about is, okay, so I'm not very good with spice.
That's fine.
You know what neutralises spice? Lemon and lime. You know where lemon and lime can be found if you're making like a chicken pasta? 2/3 of a can of Sprite. Mixed into the pasta sauce on the chicken, it attaches to the chicken, neutralises the spice, but retains a really nice flavour. And I don't know if that's better or worse than a raw crumpet, but I'm not ashamed of that.
2/3 of a can of Sprite?
Yes, or half a bottle if you know.
Oh my God, this is horrific.
You know spicy Doritos?
Yeah, so I'm not a big spice guy either, so I get that.
Okay, so
but I'm not putting Sprite in a fucking chicken pasta.
This is going to be really helpful for you if you're not a spice person. So
I mean, by your advice so far, I don't think it's going to be.
It's only going to get better. So I really like the spice, the flavour of spicy Doritos. Is it chili heat wave?
Yeah, I guess so.
But they're a bit tangy. So
right.
Half a glass of milk, a little quick dip. Not a...
So I'm less offended by that.
Okay, and it retains the flavour but loses the spice, and then you have a flavoured milk to drink after.
That's the bit I have a problem with.
Oh, okay.
But like sort of chili and sweet, I get and milk's got that kind of. But yeah, no. Thus far, this is the worst podcast I've ever done. What the fuck are you talking about?
Are we allowed to put that in quotes?
Yes, the worst podcast I've ever done.
On the posters.
Can you put it into context though, because it's obviously about your food choices?
Yeah.
Like I've really liked you thus far, and then this has really affected our friendship.
Okay.
Yeah, it really has.
Well, it was going too well,
wow.
Matt, to be honest. I wanted to start by pitching something to you, because I feel like as a comedian, you're constantly having to come up with material.
Yeah, constantly.
It must be quite tiring.
Yes, it's a nightmare.
I've written some jokes for you.
Okay.
I'm quite proud of them. I've written 2 jokes and 2 talking points that I feel you could integrate maybe into your set tonight.
I could try it out. Yeah, let's see what they are.
Okay. Why are sharks in aquariums happy?
I don't know.
Because of all the endorphins. Okay, number 2.
Endorphins. Oh yeah, that's quite good. Yeah, I like
okay.
that. So I'm not a pun guy, but like I know some pun guys that would absolutely use that. That's pretty good.
Okay, so the other one's more. The next one's like just a bit mathsy. Okay.
Okay.
Why does the number 35 exist?
I don't know.
Because 5 had 6 with 7, and they multiplied.
5. Okay. Yeah, I get. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, I get what you're getting at. They're shaped like jokes. I understand.
They're shaped like jokes.
They're joke-shaped sentences. Yeah, I understand
and then
that.
A talking point.
Is this like an observation?
It's an observation that
like a Michael
I think
McIntyre bit.
It's more an issue I feel needs addressing.
Oh, let's do it.
You know the colloquial phrase, kill 2 birds with 1 stone?
Yes.
It's quite aggressive towards birds. Why don't we feed 2 birds with 1 scone?
Oh, wow, another pun. I thought we were gonna move away from that. Yeah, wow. That isn't a talking point. That is very much another joke.
Okay. Last one.
Yeah.
Talking point. You know those illusion places you go into with mirrors that are like distorting?
Yes.
I think there's something in that and talking about body dysmorphia.
I love that we've gone from the world's worst puns to let's talk about body dysmorphia.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you know who really should be talking about body dysmorphia? Middle-class white men. We are the people that have caused a lot of these issues.
Well, I think that's why you need to address them.
Yeah. I guess especially these days with the whole, what's it called, looks maxing thing.
Yeah.
Clavicular.
Yeah.
I know all about the Gen Zs and what they're up to with that.
I can tell.
Yeah. I've got my finger on the pulse. I think there is something about that because those mirrors, you should just have one in your house if you've got body dysmorphia.
Yeah.
Just have a fun house mirror and be like, I look amazing.
And then, I did think about other things like the fact that in the song "Horse with No Name," he's ridden the horse for a long time. Maybe the horse should have a name, but I didn't want to overpower you with
Maybe the horse has never told him.
too much context. Maybe the horse has never told him. Okay.
Oh,
how did I do?
How did you do?
How did I do?
Look, there's work to be done, but
Yeah.
I would say your enthusiasm, 10 out of 10.
Okay. Do crowds respond to enthusiasm?
Yeah, you look. We'll do some work on the jokes, but
Okay.
I'm sure it's a good place to start.
Right. Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you very much.
that's all right. No worries. Good luck with it.
Thank you. Should we talk about why you're actually here?
We'll
for
talk
the
about anything
podcast?
you like,
Okay. This is
apart from crumpets.
apart from the crumpets. Gouda. This is the burnt CD, so we're going to be picking 5 tracks
Yes.
to build the soundtrack of your life. And the first one is your blueprint track.
Yes.
A track that was there either the early days growing up, something that reminds you of childhood or at the start of your career. Do you remember what you picked?
Yes, I do. I picked. Do you want me to tell you?
Go on, tell me.
So Green Day's song "Holiday."
Okay, and where did this come into your life?
So this came into my life when I was about 13 or 14. So it was when it came out. So that album, American Idiot. And I wasn't really into music up until that point. I was kind of, I didn't mind certain bits, but it was the first time I was like, what is this? And it just started an obsession with Green Day. Like I was so into Green Day as a teenager, to the point where I wouldn't listen to other bands. I was like, no, I've got a band now. So I just listened to them and went through their whole back catalogue. And but that was sort of the first time a song really grabbed me in a way that I didn't know what to do with it. It made me feel something,
Yes.
and I felt attached to it.
As a good song should. And
Yeah,
as a band
yeah.
should. As a band and sort of as a song, it feels like it's like sprinting at you head on, and
Yeah,
they're sort of in your face.
It's sort of a great album. Anyway, I haven't listened to it for ages, but they were a big part of my life for a very long time. I was absolutely obsessed with them.
Did you get a chance to see them live?
I've seen them live loads of times. I've normally, even now, I went maybe 2 years ago, I went to Dublin to see them. My brother is really into them as well because I was so obsessed with them. So we always go and see them together. They are incredible live. Is it your sort of music or not?
Oh
really?
yeah, noughties indie was my sort of
Okay.
specific genre, but I feel like
They
there's crossovers.
Yeah. Well, by this point, they were sort of out of that kind of pop punk world, and they're just like a big rock band now.
Yes.
I was on a radio station a couple of years ago, and we had a work experience in a 15-year-old, and we were talking about Green Day because they'd just released something. We were going, should we put it on the playlist? And she went, oh, dad rock. And I was like, you can shut your mouth.
I mean, yeah,
How
she's
dare
not
you.
wrong. It's
What year were you born?
2003. No, 2002. 2002. I lied.
But yeah, it was just sort of the first time I heard something and went, I need this in my life. I was just not fussed up until then.
Yes.
And they've just became my absolute obsession.
And when you first saw them, was that sort of at the same time you discovered them? Was it when you were quite young?
Yes, so I saw them. So that album came out in 2004, so I was about 13, 14. And then I saw them the next year
Amazing.
at the Milton Keynes Bowl. They did 2 big shows, and that was my first ever gig was Green Day. So I went with my friend Sam, and it was like a whole day thing. It was Green Day, Hard-Fi, weirdly,
Oh,
who were a
nice.
bit of because a band had to pull out. Taking Back Sunday, Jimmy Eat World, and Green Day, and it was a transcendent experience. I'd never been to a gig before, so
Wow.
it was just this
That's not a bad
unbelievable
lineup,
thing.
is it? It's not a bad
Yeah,
lineup
and they were at
for
the
the
peak of their
first
powers. I think it was like 65,000 people. It was the zenith of them being the biggest
Were you
band.
down the front, or were you?
We were it was a big gig, so we weren't right at the front, but we were pretty close. Stood there all day. We were there from 1 PM, which I just wouldn't do now to go and watch a band.
No dedication. No.
No dedication now.
Are you a mosher at gigs, or are you just like an observer?
Look, I mean, I'd like to think I would be. I'm quite happy to have a seat now.
Oh, you're
when
a
I was
seater.
younger, I'd be like, I'm not going because there's no standing left.
Yeah.
Whereas a seat's not a bad thing at a gig.
Okay.
In your 30s,
Okay.
stand up for a bit and then have a little rest.
Can you not do that at normal gigs? Just sit on the floor.
No, I'm not sitting. Look at the venue we're in. Would you sit on the floor of this venue? I mean, you are, but I wouldn't if I were you. So I saw them then. I've probably seen them 5 or 6, more than that. I've probably seen them, a lot. They did come in when I was at Virgin. They came in to do the breakfast show, and they were like, "Oh, you should come in and meet them."
Yes.
And I couldn't. I didn't want to. It would have been too much.
They do. They say don't meet your heroes, don't you?
That's what I did. I was like, no, I'll be weird. I don't want to
Yeah.
meet them because I'll be weird about it, and I don't want them to think that's me.
Out of all the people you've met, because I assume you've met a lot of people,
I've met a lot of
throughout
people.
your career, who's been the most sort of star-striking taking piss.
I'd tell you the two,
Yes.
Harry Styles
Yes.
and Michael Bublé was weirdly had something, and I'm not like a Michael Bublé fan,
Yeah.
but he would just had something amazing.
An aura.
He had such an aura. Him and like Harry Styles, most famous people are just quite normal, but those two, and Harry Styles I met when I was working on the X Factor, and I didn't interview him or anything. I met him socially. He was a friend of Caroline, who I did it with. They'd been out and whatever. And she's like, oh my God, everyone all day was like, Harry's coming late. We're so excited. We love Harry. Then they're like, you're going to love him. Oh my God, you're going to love him. And I was like, well, we'll see about that.
Yeah.
So I met him and I was borderline rude because I was like, everyone's told me I'm going to love him and I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
And he was so nice and charming and was like being really complimentary. And then we were all sat around having a drink and I said something and it made him laugh and I turned into a teenage girl in like a second. And then for the rest of the evening, like I was like, Harry, oh my God, Harry. And like when he left, one of my friends went, what was that? You dancing around him like pathetic.
Wow. You know, it's good to have aspirations.
But he was amazing. Like he had something like that extra thing
Yes.
that people do have sometimes.
I was going to say, have you ever been on the reverse side of that? Have you ever had people starstruck by you?
Yeah, but they need to really work out what is famous. Like I have had people do that, and like people are very nice, but I'm a very obtainable level of celebrity to meet.
Yes.
Because I do my own shopping. You know, like you get. I mean, even
Are you
celebrity.
implying that Harry doesn't?
I can't imagine the last time Harry Styles went into a supermarket.
Do you think he's more of like if you had to, like a little guy or like a Waitrose?
Booths or something up north
Booths.
because he's northern and he's something like that.
Yeah.
Posh.
Yeah, I fun fact, played football. My home ground was his high school.
Was it really? Have you ever met him?
No.
Okay.
Nor would. This is going to sound really controversial, but I just wouldn't care, I don't think.
So the thing is, like, I wasn't like a One Direction fan.
Yeah.
And then, but he just had
that.
He's got something really special about him, yeah. And he's obviously very handsome and super charming and lovely. But yes, he was very charming. But yeah, people are sometimes excited to meet me, but not really. Most people sort of vaguely think they know you. That's the level I'm at. People think people think they've met me before.
Which must be quite nice because you can go around and do that day-to-day life, but then also do the amazing things that...
Yeah. Like I'm at a nice
great.
level. And I don't get stopped very often. Like, you know, a bit more now because of TikTok. So that started to happen a little bit more. Or people come to shows. So like people will come to shows to see you, but like I can do my normal life. At that level, though, people go, I'll meet someone for the first time, like a friend of a friend, and they'll go, no, we've met before. And I go, oh, we haven't.
Yeah.
And they'll go, no, we have. And then you get to a point where you have to go, I have been on telly, like that's why you know me. And then they always go, that's not it. And you're like, it is. I'm really sorry it is. Or people go, why do I know you? Why? Like people often at the moment, they're like, why? I know you and why is that? And I used to be like, oh, I don't know. Now I just go, I'm a comedian. That's probably why.
Yes.
Yeah.
I imagine.
But otherwise, yeah, and they go, oh, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they go, no, it is that, but yes, I am. Yes, please, it's that.
Well, it's nice that people stand their ground.
Yeah, they do. Or what will happen is people will come up to you. This happened to me when I was younger a bit more, not so much now. If I go out with like mates, someone will come up and go, apparently you're famous, but I've never heard of you. And you're like, okay, lovely. My friend says you're famous, but I don't know who you are. You're like, okay, cool. Your ignorance is not my problem.
It doesn't affect me
Yeah.
or you.
You didn't need to come and tell me.
I want to go back to your childhood.
Yes, let's go back to my childhood.
Because I'm sure there were lots of events, but my favourite thing that I came across when I was doing research for this was on your Wikipedia entry, in the early life section, most people have quite a lot of detail. Yours says, word for word, Richardson grew up in South Oxfordshire, in Didcot, and has performed at the Cornerstone Arts Centre in town. Now, is that a venue that's worthy of a Wikipedia entry?
No, absolutely not. It's like a 230-seat art centre.
Right, okay.
But I've done lots of shows there over the years. I ran a comedy night there for many years. And yeah, that's everything. And also, that isn't my early life. The art centre, that implies I was performing there as a child.
That's what I wanted to touch on. Was it sort of like the first place you performed?
They didn't build it till I was 16. Like, it's not like a childhood venue.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I don't. That's very. But it's true. I did grow up in South Oxfordshire. Yeah.
Well, that's good that that's factually correct.
Yeah, it's not quite like South Central LA. It's slightly different.
You know,
Didcot is a shithole though. Like, it's not a great town.
never been. What
mate.
would be the sort of like talking points of
the
Didcot?
talking points? Didcot Railway Centre, nice railway museum. We used to have a power station. We don't anymore. That's what everyone remembers. It is, I think. The last time they did a survey, it came out as the most average place in the country. When it comes to earnings, life expectancy, everything, it's the most average town in the UK.
Wow, that's a good start.
Yeah.
I mean, Does that mean you're sort of an anomaly then in regards to the Didcotians?
Well, we've got a couple. So it was I did a whole show years ago about it where I was trying to be the most famous person from Didcot, and it was me and a man called William Bradbury, who was the first man to commercially cultivate watercress.
Oh.
And we have had a Love Islander now, so.
Okay, yeah. So first, second,
usurped,
third. It's,
usurped.
I mean,
usurped.
watercress guy sounds interesting.
Yeah, in the 1800s. But so I just wanted to be more famous than the watercress guy. But people love watercress.
Yeah.
People don't go up to watercress and go, apparently you're a sandwich filling. I've never used you.
This might be a really idiotic question, but is there a difference between cress and watercress?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
One just stays hydrated.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Let's move on to your underrated track.
Yes.
Do you remember what you picked for your underrated track?
So I picked Supermodels by South Arcade because they are an Oxfordshire band. They're doing very well. They're very young. They're like your age or a little bit younger. But they're going to be massive.
Yes.
Like they're very much on the way. I think they just put the Brixton Academy on sale. But I followed them on TikTok. I think that's where I found them without knowing they were local. And they're good Oxfordshire band. But they're on their way.
Yes. Well, I hadn't heard of them. Producer Adam had through TikTok.
Yeah, they're a big TikTok band.
Yeah, clearly doing numbers. And 1.6 million listens on YouTube to the song that you've picked.
It's a great... So, it's not underrated in the way that people don't appreciate it.
But maybe commercially underrated.
But they're not huge yet.
Yes.
Like, it's not a song that's gotten massive and kind of, is pushed them to arenas, but they are going to be there. They're supporting, like, loads of big arena bands and stuff. But they're just a great young band that I think are really cool. And it makes me feel relevant that I like a young band.
It felt very like mid-2000s Disney film trailer.
Look, they're like sort of, it's really interesting because that's kind of my music taste, right? Is like pop punk and emo stuff. And they're kind of like doing like a pastiche of something.
Yes.
But it wasn't quite like that. Like even their videos, the way they dress, it's like, this is what it was like in the mid-2000s. And I remember being there and I'm like, oh, not quite, but it's like this idealized version. And I really like it and I think they're great. But yeah, it's sort of like, at their show, I went to see them, and it's like a load of youngsters, and then people like me in their 30s and my wife who are just like, were into all that back then, and they're like the new band that are kind of making you remember the idealised version.
Yes. It must be quite nice.
Oh, it's great, and they're really, they're great. And but yeah, I just think they're very, very good, and I think they're going to be big.
They've used TikTok very well, clearly.
They have.
Let's talk about your sort of TikTok uprising, so to speak. How did it begin?
So it was an accident. So between Christmas and New Year, I turned on the telly and I was on a show. I was on the best 80s movie moments. You know, those like talking heads, countdown shows. And I turned it on and I was like, I don't remember. Like literally I was on as I turned it on, which never happens. And I was like, I don't remember making this. Because I've done all of that. I've done so many of those. Like I used to do like 2 of them a month. Those kind of like the most shocking TV moments of the 80s, the most embarrassing celebrity moments. I've done hundreds of them. And so I just did a video going, this is what it's like being at the bottom rung of the telly ladder. I don't remember when this was. I don't know how old I am in it. I don't have any memory of it. And people just started going, oh, I've always wondered with those shows, how much do you get paid? Yeah. And how do you make them? Like, do they send you the clips in advance? And because it was like that time between Christmas and New Year, I wasn't really doing anything. I just made a couple of videos answering. I was like, oh, maybe this will be interesting. And then it just snowballed from there. People started asking about all different stuff. And that was what we now, like May. So like for the last sort of 4 or 5 months. And yeah, it's just kind of people still are asking stuff. I must have like 400 questions waiting to go.
And it's been met really positively.
Yeah. I will say it's mellowed out now. So like it was like insane. And then now like, this is the weird thing with like, I've never had success like this online. I've had a few videos do like, 500,000 or whatever, like stand-up things. And then all of a sudden I was getting like 12 million views a month.
Yes.
And then it's sort of mellowed out now to about 6. And I'm like, oh, that's shit. Like I'll get like, so I'm getting like between 150 and 300,000 views a day. And then I'll be like, one will dip below 100,000 for a day. And I'll be like, well, that's it. It's over. That was fun while it lasted. But
does that translate to other work? Are people going, oh, Matt Richardson, he's back on the up and up, he's da-da-da-da-da?
It's weird, right? Because TV's strange because I've picked up like, I've got 100 and something thousand followers, which in TV land isn't loads, right? Like it's respectable, but like it's not enough for them to not ignore you. I've had some bits, like a lot of podcasts and stuff. So I've done like some big podcasts like Have a Word, and I did Jack Mate's Happy Hour
and
the Burnt CD. Yeah,
you had to look at that to remember the name.
Yeah, I did. The Burnt CD, or as I'm going to call it now, the Crumpet Podcast. Not even the burnt crumpet, the raw crumpet.
Maybe
the burnt CD
rebrand.
that should be like your spin-off Patreon podcast.
Yeah, that should.
The raw crumpet, where you get people to pick their favourite meals. But Yeah, what it has translated into is every time I do a gig now, people come up and be like, we've come because we like you on TikTok.
Yes.
And typically I was on tour last year and finished the tour and then got successful on there. So I'm doing a solo show in London just basically to see if people will buy tickets from TikTok.
Yes.
And that seems to be working. And then I'll go on tour next year. But it's just been nice. I didn't go into it going, I want this to be a thing. Yeah. It just sort of happened and I just carried on. Because lots of people are like, so what's your plan and your strategy? And with the videos, like, are you kind of like... I've had there's been a couple of like TikTok expert people who've like analysed them and been like, what he's doing here is this. And I go, I'm just answering questions. Like I don't think about it. But I think people like it because I'm quite honest about things like money. So I'll tell people how much I've earned for things. And but when people ask stuff like, I got asked like one of the ones that did really well very early was like, why didn't you get massive? Like, why didn't you blow up to like an arena filling level? And I was sort of very honest about why that is. Or is it hard? Because I was sort of, when I was new and doing like presenting, you're like the next big thing. And then it doesn't quite blow up in that way. Like, what's that like when, like, so someone like Ramesh, who I'm mates with, carried on. I was his famous friend for a bit. Can you believe it? Like, for about 6 months, Ramesh was like, I love bragging to people that I know you. I'm like, yeah, let's see how that goes forever. But they keep going and you kind of plateau and like, how is that? And I talk about all that kind of stuff. So I think people just like that. And also, people like knowing how the sausage is made with anything. Like, I watch loads of people talking about their job that is, like scientists on there and things like that. And I think, who wants to know about like how the comedy clubs work?
Yeah.
But people do. Like, it's different, isn't it? And it's sort of something that people don't have access to.
And has there been any sort of on the opposite side of that? Because you do talk about loads of things that other people not necessarily would. Has there been any backlash to it?
No, I've upset 2 comedians.
Right.
One of them I upset because I was talking about crowd work and how it's affected comedy clubs. And I went, look, there's several of them that do this, but this one guy basically will run a gig into the ground, will like agitate the audience into heckling him, and it will sort of fuck up the rest of the gig because the audience are then aggy and angry and yelling out all the time.
Yes.
And I just went, it's really annoying that when comedians do that because it sort of fucks the gig up. And I wasn't horrible about it. I just think it's annoying. And he is still like, this was in January, he's still going on about it online. We were booked to do a gig together recently and he pulled out, even though he made a diss track about me.
Wow.
And made a video insinuating I was a paedophile. Like, he really took it to heart. Where I just went, it just sort of is a bit selfish and annoying and it's not very professional.
Yeah.
But he was like, it's my art. And I'm like, it's not art when you're doing it for Facebook. Never mind. If you're doing it for clicks, it isn't art, is it, mate? So yeah, I've upset him and I've upset another comedian who's a big comedian, because someone asked what him and his podcast partner were like. And I said, that one's very nice and I'll leave it there. Okay. And apparently that got back to him.
It's good to be diplomatic.
Well, I was trying to be. I didn't say anything bad, but he's horrible to be around.
If you take the paedophile aspect out, having a diss track written about you is quite cool.
He went on about it for weeks, and I haven't replied. I've just left it, and so he looks insane.
Yeah.
And all that's happened is other comedians have gone, yeah, I hate when he does that as well. The reason he's upset is because I am right. Like, that's why it's hit a nerve. Yes. It's because deep down he knows he's being selfish and fucking up gigs for the sake of his own social media presence.
Yes. Moving on, before we go on to your raw track, which is your emotional track.
Yes.
You do obviously work across lots of different mediums, TV, radio, stand-up. Which feels more authentic and which, to quote unquote, feels more like a constant facade?
Stand-up. Stand-up is like my one like love, really. Like, everything else has been like a happy accident. But you can do what you like with stand-up, and like, you can be yourself and there's no restrictions. Everything else, you've got to kind of like TV and radio, you are kind of sanding off some edges of yourself because of the format. Like, it's why podcasts are so good, and I think people like them, is because people can just be themselves and, say what they like and be the person they are, and they'll find an audience. Whereas even with telly, like, I've had loads over the years of like, oh, don't quite be like that, like maybe do this instead. Like, there's other people involved in radio and stand-up that are trying to mold you for a radio station's feel or whatever it is. So stand-up is always the most authentic. Do
you ever get coached with regards to stand-up? Obviously not necessarily where you are now, but like when you're starting, are there people going, oh, maybe try that a bit differently? Or
no, you sort of learn the hard way. Like, you can do, and like, people do stand-up courses and things to start out where they teach you the basics and like what you're doing, but I didn't. What you do have though is, so my last show I had a director, which is another comedian, a guy called Steve Hall did it for me, who I've known for a very long time, and they will, watch the previews of it and listen to them and go, that doesn't quite make sense if you're saying that way, or you say something that contradicts that earlier in the show, so that's why that joke isn't working. And we all help each other out, right? So like, I've got a group of comedian mates and we meet up every week or so who live near me, and like one of them's going on tour soon, so we go through his bits and go, oh, maybe you could do that joke there, and that links to that bit. We all sort of help each other.
Yes.
So it's quite a collaborative world in that, but you are mostly doing it alone, and then you try and get a bit of help down the line.
And with regards to resilience, because obviously it's a sort of industry where it can go wrong very quickly.
Yeah.
As a sort of when you started, is it something you already had, or was it something like the first few gigs that maybe didn't go as well as you'd planned? It was a bit of a killer.
It's horrendous. The first time, because your first gig is normally really good. Like the first few, because of the adrenaline, and even if they're not going good, you're so thrilled you're doing it.
Yeah.
It feels like they're going well. Whereas the first one that you really stink is horrendous, and it never gets easier. Like I still will die occasionally at gigs, and it's always awful. You can deal with it a bit better, but it's not nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, you do build a resilience. There's lots of people I started out with who will gig for a bit and then they'll have one bad one. They'll go, oh, that's so bad. I'm not. They're like, no, the good is not worth that.
Yeah.
Whereas the people that carry on are the ones that go, oh, you've got a problem. Like it's an addiction really, where you're like, I don't care about that. You just are chasing the good.
Yeah.
And then as you go through, like you learn what you're doing wrong to make a gig go badly and whatever, and they happen less and less. But yeah, it's weird because like you get to a point where they're happening all the time when you're bad. So you get used to it.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm going to be shit sometimes. Whereas when you get to a point where I've been gigging 16 years, when it happens and you can't fix it, it's almost worse because you're like, oh, I'm not used to this now.
Yeah.
How do I do this gracefully, or how do I make this better? And you just got to fucking grin and bear
try and
it.
salvage it in
awful.
some respect. And
and you can just see people. The worst is when in the audience they can't even look at you because they're so embarrassed on your behalf.
Oh, well, that doesn't sound
like they're
good.
not even like. They're not even angry. They're just like that.
Yeah,
so painful. Yeah, that's my least favourite.
Yeah, I think I'd walk off. I did
one once many years ago at Bath City Football Club, and it went so badly. A woman just went, "You can just go." I was about 19, and she was just like, "Well, she wasn't being horrible. She was trying to help me out." She was like, "You could just go." I was like, "Okay, yes, I will."
Yeah, thanks for the advice.
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
Let's talk about emotions.
Yes.
Your raw track is "Fields of Gold" by Eva Cassidy.
Yes.
Are you an emotional person?
No, not really. I am a robot.
Okay.
Well, I'm not, but like my wife says I am. I'm not great with emotion.
Yes.
I don't feel a lot of things. Like I don't cry. The only film that makes me cry is Paddington 2.
Right. Can I go on a slight tangent?
Yeah.
I haven't seen any of the Paddingtons apart from Paddington 2. And we were talking about it earlier. Yeah.
The first one's good. The second one's perfect. The third one's not great.
Is the third one the Peru one?
Yeah, it's not great.
Yeah.
When Aunt Lucy comes home at the end of Paddington 2, I cry every time. That's the only thing that makes me cry.
Wow. Okay.
I'm not an emotionally in touch person.
Okay.
My mum once said that her funeral will be an inconvenience to me.
How did you respond?
I was like, well, I'm going to be booking it, so it won't, will it? Like I'll sort the day out.
Yeah, I'll be on practicals.
It will be when it's good for me.
Logistically, it'll work around my schedule.
You're waiting around for nothing. Like, let's fucking do it when I want to do it. So yeah, I'm not an emotional person particularly. I also I don't really miss people and things like that. But this is me being very Gen Z and blaming my mental disorders. I have ADHD, like every other comedian, and object permanence is apparently a thing with people. So like when I'm away, if I'm away and like I don't miss my wife because I'm like, well, I'm away. Like I don't think about it. Whereas if I'm at home and she's gone because she's meant to be there, then I miss her. Like it's that like. So when people sort of that you don't see very much like die, I'm like, okay, it's fine. Yeah, just forget
it's really interesting, isn't it? I'm in a long distance relationship at the moment.
Oh really?
For a few more months, and then it'll be a short distance? A few
next to each other. You're moving to London to live in a flat together. It'll be very short distance.
Okay, yeah. No distance in a distance relationship.
Yeah, a studio flat.
But it's interesting because it's been like that for the last couple of years, and people do go, I'm one of you too. I have the.
It's fine.
I have the letters.
Do you?
I do.
Yeah, lovely.
But they're always like, oh, it must be really hard, and you're like,
don't think about him.
I love him dearly, and he's one of the most important things in my life. But I'm not at home pining.
No.
I'm just cracking on
with your life.
I like it's the best thing ever when I see him.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to be.
But then when they're not there, you forget about them.
Yeah.
They just don't exist anymore.
I'm just on the next thing.
Like they're basically like the fruit I buy and put in my fridge and then never eat because I forget it's there.
Yeah.
Like I love it when I eat it,
Jack,
but I don't think about it when it's not there.
Just do a little dedication. Jack, you're the blueberries at the back of my fridge.
Aww. That's sweet, isn't it?
What can I say?
She really loves you, Jack. She just doesn't think about you when you're not there.
Yeah.
Sorry. It's not her fault. It's part of the deal.
That's why it's a screensaver.
But would you want her to be sad? No. So it's actually better for you.
Yeah, thank you for that.
That's all right, Jack. Just don't be a weirdo about it.
Do you want a reciprocal one for your partner?
No, she knows. We've been together
Okay,
11 years.
fine.
She doesn't miss me because
Okay.
I'm a lot.
So we don't care about dead people and we don't get sad.
No, that's well done.
Yeah.
Nice to boil it down
Good to summarise.
The ruthless way I operate. But this song reminds me of my mum. So like my mum and I are really close, and I love her very much. I speak to her like 3 times a day. And this was like a song she played a lot when I was younger, so it's just really attached to her for me.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, she's great. So big fan.
Compared to the Sting version, where do you think it sits?
This is way better than the Sting version. So the Sting version is good, but this cover is 10 times better. Eva Cassidy, very tragic life as well, which sort of like lends it kind of a lot more sadness.
She passed away very early.
Like in her early 30s, she had cancer. And I think this is the only album she released, and was going to be this like massive star and was on the way to greatness, and then obviously it was cut short. But yeah, this just makes me like I love my mummy. That's what this is about, basically.
At the funeral, when it's
this will be played at her funeral like 100, because she's already told me.
Right, okay. Well, that's good that it's practically planned.
My mum's always been like, this song's at my funeral, this person's not coming because I don't like her anymore. And we talk about it. Like,
there's a schedule.
Yeah, there's a schedule. There's a schedule.
Okay.
She knows what she wants, and I've been told.
Are you talking?
I will have to do a eulogy.
Are you doing it? I was going to say,
I've done a few over the years.
I didn't know if you were going to do a routine rather than...
No, but I've smashed a couple of eulogies.
Yeah?
I'll tell you what, oh my God.
You know what? There's no better feeling, is there?
Yeah, getting a laugh in a eulogy.
I've done 2.
Yeah.
And the first one, I was waiting for people to clap, and they don't clap.
No.
At the end,
you just walk off silently.
I was sort of going, I've just done quite well. I've just stood up and spoken.
My aunt recently died, and I didn't do a eulogy. I read a poem at it, but my cousin did a eulogy, and I was like, "Oh, I'll speak." And we're all very close family, and I was like, when she was not well, so she knew it was coming.
Yeah.
And she was like, I was like, "Look, I'm happy to speak at your funeral." And she went, "You're not upstaging my son." She's like, "I'm not having you going on and being funny."
Well,
if he's getting up there to talk.
I mean, that's a compliment.
It is a compliment. I'm like, unfollowable, brilliant.
It's nice to know you.
Yeah, I'm not having you upstage him. Thank you.
If you're going to be at a funeral, you're the headliner.
Yeah, and also, look, it's my day off, a funeral. I don't want to do stand-up. I don't want to stand up and talk. It's a busman's holiday.
With that, because all of your work is being funny, is sincerity harder to tap into?
Yes, I am not. I find people who are earnest and sincere very difficult to be around. So like, especially with like acting and like there are lots of comedians who take it very seriously and like, be like, look guys, I'm here and I've got a message to deliver. And I'm like, you talk about wanking, like, fuck off. I find any sort of level of earnestness about things that aren't earnest, like entertainment stuff, like actors talking about their process, I think is so tedious and so boring. And also just I'm like, you're doing a bit of pretend.
Yeah.
And they're talking about the art and the way they talk about other actors. I'm like, get over yourselves. I don't take anything I take life quite lightly.
Yeah.
I'm not like someone that finds life like a serious kind of burden of a business. So I find it hard to be around.
Which must be like quite a nice
place
to be mentally.
Yeah. Like I just think like, well, it's all right, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, especially my life, I'm like, I'm not curing cancer, am I? Like, I can just like get through it.
Aim big. One day.
No. Because
you could be stood on this stage.
If I cure cancer, less eulogies. So
that is very true.
That's
very true. And I mean, your podcast.
I've never done a best man speech, but I've done loads of eulogies. What does that say about me?
Yeah, that is something to unpick, isn't it?
Yeah, don't want me for the fun times, but you want me there in the bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, I find a lot of like serious stuff quite uncomfortable, like and things like that. Like I'm not great around that kind of thing.
Yeah, I know. Me neither. Which leads to awkward situations, doesn't it? Because it's a metaphor, but the laughter at a funeral is
it's great when you get that. But yeah, I just think I find all that very hard. Like sincerity is not my friend.
Sincerity is scary.
It is scary.
To quote the 1975.
Yeah. Maybe I do feel things. I'm just avoiding it.
Yeah, which is great.
That's probably right, isn't it?
Yeah. I've had 2 therapists in my life, and both of them have abandoned me, and we don't need to get into it.
Really?
But it's sad because you open up to someone, and then they disappear, and then it goes forever, and then you're like, never happening again.
The last time I saw a psychologist getting diagnosed last year, he told me, I was like, oh, should I go and get some therapy and stuff? And he said I was too self-aware for therapy.
Oh, that's good.
I was like, what do you mean? He goes, well, like we've spoken in depth about everything that's wrong with your personality and all this. He goes, you don't need someone to tell you.
Yeah.
And he's like, so I'm like, thanks, mate.
Yeah, I mean, it's good to be aware.
Yeah, he's like, you're too self-aware for therapy. Save myself a fortune.
We spoke in a previous episode about the concept of imposter syndrome and how it's not really imposter syndrome if you're really not meant to be there. It's more imposter awareness.
Yes.
So it feels a bit like that.
Also, imposter syndrome is healthy because it makes you want to be better.
Yeah.
Like, I have never met a comedian without imposter syndrome that I've thought is good because they like, well, I don't need to. Whereas everyone who's brilliant, like, is stressed about it. Like Rom, I talked to him all, about his like tour, about how's the show going. He's like, it's just not funny enough. And I'm like, mate, I've seen it, it's brilliant. But that makes you want to be better. Imposter syndrome is just like wanting to get as good as possible at something.
Yeah, and ambition's like fog; it's always out of reach.
Yeah, exactly. And your goalposts change. Like so, it's just that's why you always will have it.
Yeah. Wow. Deep. Okay.
Not sincere though.
Not sincere.
Yeah, thanks.
That was the one task. Get Matt to be sincere.
Make me cry like it's Diary of a CEO.
Can you get a laptop and get Paddington 2 up? Specifically the scene with Aunt Lucy.
Every time, man. Every time.
I think I have that through Casualty. It's the only show I'll watch religiously weekly, and I know it's my emotional outlet because there's always
cry at Casualty
every week. It's the only thing I'll cry at. Every week something awful happens, and I'm really invested in 2 characters in particular, and they're having a really hard time at the moment.
Oh my God, you're full of surprises.
Crumpets and Casualty.
Crumpets and Casualty, the memoir.
What's been the highlight so far?
The Casualty. The Casualty thing makes me like, that's quite an endearing trait. The crumpet thing makes me think you're a psychopath.
Have you? Well, it's good to have multiple personalities.
Yeah.
On the front. Have you watched Casualty before?
I used to love it as a kid. I haven't seen it for a long time.
There's a big character making a big return. The series.
Really?
Yeah. But only briefly, so I think he's going to die.
Okay, cool.
Anyway, should we move on to your night out track?
Let's guess my night out track.
We were both a bit thrown by this.
They're my favourite band.
Are they?
Yeah.
More than Green Day?
Yeah, Green Day are like I have a lot of love for Green Day. I'm not listening to Green Day that often anymore.
Okay.
Bring Me the Horizon I listen to all the time.
Really?
I'm
Okay.
obsessed with Bring Me the Horizon.
Tell me about this track.
Amen. It was off their last album. It's just a big old song. It's got everything that it should have in it for this kind of band. Big chorus, lots of screaming. For someone who had a very stable upbringing, I love a screamy song about wanting to die because everything's shit.
Well, yeah, we did wonder that.
Did you listen to it?
Yeah, we do.
And what did you think?
Yeah,
Not for you?
You know what? The only Bring Me the Horizon songs I knew before that were Throne and...
Banger.
What's the other big one?
Kingslayer or...
Yeah, I know Kingslayer, but there's one other. Either way, I enjoyed it, but I think I'd have to be in the right mental state.
Oh, it's brilliant. Like, so I this is what I listen to. This kind of stuff is what I listen to all day, every day.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to Slam Dunk next week, which is obviously like an emo and pop punk festival. It's basically a 70s weekender for people in their 30s now. Like, my mum and dad used to go to like a 70s tribute night, and I'd be like, that's pathetic. And now I'm going to one.
Look at you now.
To go and see Good Charlotte and all those bands.
It feels like this track and sort of heavy music in general, there's some crossover with comedy, right? Because it's chaotic, it's heavy.
Yeah.
And it's a way, I guess a lot of these songs say things that you wouldn't in a conversation.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, my favourite lyric in this song, they do say, suck a dick, heretic, I hate you. And that's great. Love that. It screams it.
It's cathartic.
But yeah, I don't know why, but like no one in my family's into this kind of music, but I've always, and then I've gone, like, my brother's very indie like yourself, and then I've kind of gone heavy. As I've gotten older as well, like, I wasn't into heavier stuff when I was younger. It sort of happened with age. And I don't know why, but I just really like them. These especially, I think they're brilliant.
Is your brother younger or older?
Younger. He's 8 years younger than me.
This is your night out track. What does a Matt Richardson night out look like?
Oh my God. A Matt Richardson these days, I went out yesterday actually. That's why these lights are making me sweat a bit. I went to a Eurovision drag show, which was really good fun, that my friend makes. But a night out these days, it's quite an early end. Like, I used to love an afters and like chasing a night, like being out and ending up in a house of someone you've never met before. These days, I love a daytime, sort of starting early and ending early.
A soiree.
But like, just even if you go into the pub, meet me there at 3, home for 7.
Yeah. Early bedtime.
Early bedtime.
Are you a deep sleeper?
No, I'm a bad sleeper. I've never slept great.
Oh, that's sad.
It takes me ages to fall asleep.
Are you brain-wise constantly going?
Yeah, can't stop. My wife will go, we talk about it, we're like, I can't get to sleep, I'm just thinking. And she goes, I just think, I'll stop thinking now.
Yeah.
And she can just stop.
How do people do that?
I don't know. I think it's insane.
It's bonkers.
She can just be like, we'll be lying in bed and she'll be like, oh God, I can't sleep. And then 3 seconds later is twitching away.
Like, I'd need to be injected to be there.
Yeah. It's a nightmare.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just lie there. It's awful.
It is. And when the person next to you is snoring,
it's
you're like,
really annoying.
Just want to kill you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to get the pillow smothered.
Wow, okay. You sure that you miss him?
No, I don't miss him. That's the point.
No. But then you see him go, it's actually better without him.
Yeah, although, when you, like, I've started doing noises in my sleep, like, not quite full sentences, and because we're long distance, we sleep on FaceTime. Like, does that make sense? So we FaceTime before sleep and keep the camera on all night, so we sleep, like, together over FaceTime.
Okay, that's insane, but yeah, never mind.
That's pretty normal, right?
No.
Yeah, no, because it's nice to be together.
But you're not.
But we are, like, we can, like, if I woke up at like 2 a.m, I can roll over and just see him.
But why don't you just have a photo?
Because he could be dead for all I know if the photo's there. At least I
for
know he's
someone that says
alive.
for someone that's like, I don't think about him when he's not there, you fucking sleeping with him on FaceTime?
Well, I care if he's alive.
Yeah, but like, why would you think he wouldn't be?
No, because it's important to like have that connection, isn't it?
Yeah, but you're asleep.
No, but like not all the time.
There is nothing I like more than when my wife is away for an evening and I can sleep in the bed by myself.
But that's the joy.
Not every night, but
I have the whole bed to myself. I have the space.
I'm really sorry. I find that this is madness.
Is obscene to you.
Yeah.
Okay. But no, like sometimes, like if I want to watch Casualty, I'll just mute him if he needs to go to sleep.
You could just turn the phone off.
No, but then what happens?
What do you mean? What happens? What do you mean? If you're not watching him, like
object permanence,
like you got Schrodinger's boyfriend.
That's yeah. Okay.
I'm
fine.
proud of that joke. Cheers, mate.
We'll clip that up and send it to you.
Yeah, thanks. Please do. It's actually that's how you do a good joke. You know, you were telling me your jokes earlier.
Whoa. Yeah.
Work
you didn't
on it.
Slander them at the time.
But can you not just like have a FaceTime call and then fall asleep, or?
It just.
It just feels like surplus to requirement.
Well, that's what a good relationship is.
Surplus to requirement.
Surplus to requirement.
Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree with that, but we need to move on because I'm not going to get over this. I'm so sorry.
Right, the last track of your Burnt CD is your timeless track.
Yeah.
Which is Gimme 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 by ABBA.
I really like ABBA.
Yeah.
I'm an ABBA fan, and they were one of the before I was like really into music. I had 2 CDs, ABBA Gold and Phantom of the Opera, the official soundtrack.
Wow, you're cool.
Yeah,
I can see it.
I'm also surprisingly not gay. I think those 2 CDs would have implied that when I was younger.
Yeah, I mean,
I'd given it a go, but it's not for me.
But it's good to lead people down the wrong path, isn't it?
Well, look, female footballer, right? I guess people would assume, wouldn't they? The same with you.
When I got a boyfriend, people minds were blown.
Yeah, they were. I bet they were.
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah, you've got to go against the grain. Yeah. So I just think ABBA obviously like are still huge, like ABBA Voyage and things. I think they have only gotten more timeless, and other people have started to discover them.
Do you think the key to a good song in ABBA terms, because you've got Gimme Gimme Gimme, you've got Money Money Money, is 3 words the key to a successful pop hit?
Yeah, I think it probably is. You know, I think that's very important. But I just think they're just great, ABBA. Like the songs are brilliant.
Yeah.
I just love ABBA. Like I've got nothing else to add apart from that.
Were you a Mamma Mia then ABBA, or an ABBA then Mamma Mia?
So I ABBA then Mamma Mia. I can take or leave the film.
Yep.
I've quite enjoyed the stage show, but you know I wouldn't go back again and again and again.
Yeah. Have you been to any shows more than once?
Yeah, it's Book of Mormon.
Oh, is it worth
I've seen Book of Mormon 11 times.
Wow.
Because when I lived in London, people would come down, like mates and stuff, and I'd be like, we'll take you to that because it's a really good show.
Yeah.
Like in like my parents and what, like it's so good, and I know people that'll enjoy it, and I like watching people watch it for the first time.
Yeah.
So I've seen that a lot.
So you've been 11 times, but the 10 times after the first one was
I'm watching the person next to me. Yeah. And I've seen Phantom about 6 or 7 times.
Oh, well, yeah. Nice to be able to sing
the first
along.
time I was 10. My mum took me because she loved it. She wanted me to go, and I liked the CD. So yes, but yeah, I just think ABBA are great. You can never go wrong with ABBA. I got married in January, and we played a lot of ABBA.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. It took me 10 years to propose, in case I got famous. Do you know what I mean?
And then,
bye. Yeah. But yeah, I had to settle. You know, I realised I'm doing Jack FM in Oxfordshire. Time to propose. But we put loads of ABBA in, and everyone just went mad for it, from like the teenagers all the way up. So that's why I say it was timeless.
What was the first dance to?
Our first dance to was To Bring Me the Horizon.
Was it actually?
Yeah, Follow You. Or Bring Me the. It's one of those. It's not like a screamy shouty.
You know what? That's the other one I knew.
Yeah. So that was our first dance, because my wife also loves them.
I'm trying to get by the idea for a first dance of just jumping instead of dancing.
So we did that for half a song. We didn't do the whole song, and then they cut into Fireball by Pitbull.
Ah, nice.
We didn't do a whole schmootsy, with that. We did it for a bit, and then we were like Fireball.
Yeah, I saw on TikTok the other day someone doing wedding rounders, and I really like that idea.
No activities at the wedding.
No
please.
activities.
No, it's twee. It's not for me.
Oh, are you coming?
Are you getting married?
Not anytime soon, but
Okay, cool.
you're welcome to come and not play rounders.
Yeah. I'll do the scores, whatever.
Yeah.
We had a very chill wedding. Like we had like a small ceremony and then a bit of lunch at a restaurant, and then we just had a party in the evening. We didn't do any where it's like, guys, we're all going to get together and do this thing and pin the thingy on the bride. No, thank you.
No, okay. Well,
we did have little masks of our cats though at the wedding.
Oh, that's
so,
cute. How many cats do you have?
2.
What are they called?
Achilles and Athena.
Oh, wow.
My wife likes ancient Greek literature.
Yeah.
Mythology. She's into that. But they're great. Well, one of them's great. The other one's evil, but that's just how cats are.
She's
lovely. She's lovely, but she's a nightmare.
Yeah. I you know what? I could never get my head around as a child growing up, because it's like, if I had a pet, do cats show affection?
Yeah.
Do they?
Oh, my boy gets into bed every morning for a cuddle.
Really?
Yeah, I hug a pillow when I sleep on my side, and he gets under, and we have a spoon every morning.
Oh, that's quite cute.
And my other one, she comes in and she'll lick your face until you stroke
Didn't
her.
know where you were going with that.
Yeah, she licks your penis. Well, it tastes fishy. And sorry, that was gross. Don't put that in. And then they do. Cats are lovely.
Okay.
Cats are so nice.
See,
but you have to earn it. So I think every teenage boy should be given a cat because it teaches you about consent.
Okay.
Because a dog will love you unconditionally. You can kick a dog and it'll come back. With a cat, you do something wrong, they're annoyed about it weeks later.
Okay.
Like we went away once and took them to the cattery, and it took them 3 days to want to come near us again. They were like annoyed.
Yeah.
They like you have to build a proper relationship with them.
Are you familiar with the term ACE, like the therapy term, like adverse childhood experience?
No.
It's like a trauma term.
Yeah.
And I think
God, Gen Z.
Sorry, I'm educated, Matt.
Trauma.
Crumpets. You were calling raw crumpets trauma. You can't.
I don't think it's traumatic to hear about it, but I'm not going to go to therapy about it. I don't need to. I'm too self-aware.
Saves a lot of money.
It saves a lot of money.
My ace was going to my best friend Charlie's house when I was 8 and sitting down on his sofa and a cat coming and sitting on me, and I was like, oh, lovely. And getting up, and it had shat on me completely. And it wasn't solid. It's like
liquid shit. That's not the
liquid
cat's
shit.
fault. Then it obviously had those squits.
Well, it's its fault for choosing to do it on me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but it
It's
didn't
a
know.
sentient being.
Look, mate, we've all shat ourselves when you don't
But not
choose
on
when
people.
to shit yourself.
Have you shat on people?
One of the first times I stayed at my wife's house when we were first dating, I shat the bed because I had food poisoning, it turned out. And I didn't see her. I wouldn't talk to her for days, so I was so embarrassed. And she ended up sending me a card saying it was okay.
Was that the moment you knew she was the one?
Yeah, probably. That was probably one of the early ones.
Until you maybe got more famous.
Yeah. Well, let's see. TikTok's taking off.
Yeah, well, but then you'd have to FaceTime her. You'd have to sleep on FaceTime with her.
Yeah, especially if that's it. People go, would you ever want a younger girl? You're like, no, because I've got to FaceTime her while I sleep. Absolutely not.
It's not a generational thing. It's just an accessibility thing.
Whatever.
I feel like we haven't talked about your track very much.
No.
But we're running out of time.
We are.
Give me your top 3 ABBA tracks.
Top 3 ABBA tracks. Super Trooper, Gimme Gimme Gimme, and it's quite hard actually. Knowing Me, Knowing You.
Oh, okay. So if we wanted to boost the first and third one, so it'd be Super Trooper, Super Trooper, Super Trooper.
Yeah.
Know Me, Knowing You, Know Me, Knowing You, Know Me, Knowing You.
Yeah. And Gimme 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 Gimme.
Yeah. Was that the song? Okay, great. Well, say thank you for coming on our podcast, The Burnt CD.
Thank you for having me on The Burnt CD.
We've made you something.
Oh, God.
With blood, sweat and tears.
Oh, no.
I'm gonna drop those dramatically.
Okay. I'm surprised these phones have filmed for so long, considering you're absolutely juicing them every night. The battery must be horrendous.
What can I say? We're relying on Adam's phone mostly.
Yeah.
So it's The Burnt CD. We have a wonderful graphic designer as part of our team who has made you your very own Burnt CD with your tracks on. Or normally that would be the case.
But
we got on the tube and realised we hadn't actually put the CD in. So you have a CD cover with a CD case, but no CD.
Lovely. Look at that.
And at some point in the future, I'll send you a CD with your tracks on.
Ha-ho sheepshagger. That's one of my jokes, I think, isn't it? No, I'm only half Welsh. Oh, they put one of my jokes on it. Lovely. They really don't work in context written down like that. Well, just FYI.
I did quite enjoy that. The fact that they are just standalone comments.
It's like sometimes you do something like a stand-up thing on telly and they're like, we need to like have it written out just so we can go through it for like legal reasons. And typing out your set, you're like, this is awful. And that's what that feels like.
Great. I'll pass that on to her.
Like, no, it looks good, but I'm just saying, like, it's more on the joke. Like, the joke feels shit. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you very much.
It's been really fun. I've learned a little bit too much about you. I don't think.
But I feel like that's a good trait to have. Let's just.
If we were friends, I would be bitching about you in a WhatsApp group quite a lot and some of the things you do.
Cool. Good to know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like you see, you're lovely, but like the crumpet thing and the FaceTime thing.
You're lovely but weird.
I wouldn't let slide.
Okay. Thank you.